Hello YouTube, welcome to what I'm going to call the roast of Rational Responder. I'd like to first off say that this is not an accurate representation of how I feel about all theists, just this one in particular. I really appreciate some of the theists that I've come into contact lately, notably Epidemic 2020 and Rational Roundtable. I feel Rational Roundtable I owe you a specific apology because I really should be working on your response right now, but when I saw this I just had to do something about it. Let's start off by using Rational Responder's own words as a harbinger to his own ideological doom.
This is not going to be a very enjoyable ride for you because I am going to critically examine your video and your claims up against the measuring rod of truth, logic, and philosophy, and God's Word.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, let the bloodletting begin.
Have you forgotten what you're trying to do here as an atheist? You're trying to disprove that there is a God.
Oh, no. You, being the one making positive claim, have the onus, the burden of proof. You are the one saying that God exists, and not only that, you know His identity, His nature. It is on you to prove that. And the other reason your statement is disingenuous is you can't disprove a negative. To put this in demonstration, let's pick something that both of us would agree we believe is false. Harry Potter. If you cannot come up with a video proof demonstrably showing that Harry Potter does not exist, then you agree with me that your last statement was disingenuous and unintelligent.
Do you even realize the implications that come with that if there is no God? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's look at your suffering in a worldview where there is no God. Let's grant your atheism. Alright. You see from the theistic worldview...
Oh, Chad. Helpful hint here. You cannot simultaneously concede and refute a point at the same time. It makes you look stupid. But, go on.
Let's start with the theistic worldview. There is an afterlife. There is a better life that comes. That the things that happen in the here and now are not the end. They are not the final word. That suffering can serve an ultimate purpose. That God has created a world for us. The same God that takes life can restore life. But now, the atheists, let's take God out of the picture for a second and apply what you want, your atheism. Matic, according to your atheism, your sufferings and your sadness while in bed away from your girlfriend were utterly pointless.
You have not demonstrated any truth value in any of your statements. You've just said what you prefer to be true. And it's akin to saying, like, as if I were to say, I wish there was no ignorance in the world. But as I'm demonstrating right now, that does not seem to be the case. And on a side note, I'd just like you to rewatch your whole video and realize the one moment in your video where you seem the most content, the most happy, is when you're talking about the suffering of another person. I'd like you to think about that.
Okay, so, as an atheist, Matic, why not porn? Okay, let's not stop there though. Why not date rape? Why not be the next Ted Bundy after all, Matic? If there is no God, as you put it, these are the little things we do to make life's existence a little more fun. Why not date rape and murder if that's what makes life a little more fun and a little bit more exciting for you? After all, if there is no God, Matic, then there is no human value beyond matter and chemical reactions.
Okay, Chad, let's look at our two worldviews. I do not believe in God, and I do not believe in divine retribution. I do good things because I have empathy, and I've decided that that is the way that I want to live my life. You assert that the only thing keeping you from raping and killing the women in your life, and perhaps the men, is you are worried about what God will do to you if you do so. Wow.
I rely on faith and faith alone, and I expect people to rely on some type of a blind faith. Matic, I never asserted such an absurd thing. I never said, just believe something, don't test it out, just take it on blind faith. However, in contrast, let's look at the atheistic worldview. Your atheism, let's grant it to you. I've never seen so much blind faith exercised as I do in the atheistic worldview.
You can't concede and refute a point at the same time.
Frankly, you exercise a blind faith that flies in the face of evidence. Have you ever thought about this? I mean, I personally don't have enough faith to be an atheist, Matic. The atheist believes that something came from nothing.
So Chad, when you say the stupid shit that you say, does it make sense up here? Because I gotta let you know that out here in not cosmically retarded land, you sound like an idiot. Maybe that was harsh. Just Google Big Bang Theory, cosmology, you'll find out that no scientist says the universe came from nothing. They don't know exactly what. It's under debate. I mean, I'm sorry I was so mean. It's not like you said there's some sort of magical horse congealing out of nothing.
We as human beings, we don't worry about a horse suddenly magically appearing out of nowhere in our living room while we're at work. And we don't worry about this horse possibly defiling our carpet while we're away. However, in the atheistic worldview, that's in the world of possibilities there. Things just pop into existence. The universe just popped into existence out of nowhere.
Hell, that was quite possibly the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my life. But I'll concede that maybe a horse could possibly form in your living room where there was none during your workday, provided that your workday was about 5 billion years long. So you seem to be obsessed with the theory that nothing can pop into existence. There is no popping. And I agree. So I believe that microbes formed in approximately 3.5 billion years, which you can agree is not popping. So that theory is safe. But I read this other book right here, where in just a day, the fourth day to be exact, God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." You're right. I don't believe in this popping shit. That's a retarded theory.
Can you please give me a proof of something coming from nothing? I mean, can you please give me a proof of life coming from non-life? It flies in the face of reason. I think it's unreasonable. I think it's illogical. You know what is reasonable? Life coming from life. You know what is reasonable? Something that has a beginning has a beginner.
Actually, Chad, they've shown abiogenesis to work in artificial conditions. Not that you have any idea what I'm talking about, because we've already proven that science is not your strong point. Listen very carefully. Stop talking about science, you don't understand it. Stop talking about philosophy, you don't understand it. Leave it to theists that aren't borderline mongoloid. Stop making these videos, or I will keep making fun of you. You are stupid.